Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Shanghai. Ooh, I hear it's lovely this time of year. We have a huge reveal coming up in the second paragraph, but before that, let's tantalize everybody with some backstory. Shanghai was a game originally released by Activision for a variety of computers in 1986, but was popular enough to end up ported everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere, from arcades to the TurboGrafx to the Atari Lynx. A few other companies got into the porting, with the Game Boy one handled by, of all places, HAL Laboratory, Nintendo's go-to second-party developer. Over the years, the game has gotten great reviews for almost all of its releases. So why is it that the name coming up on Game Boy Roulette is the first I've heard of it? Well, it has to do with that reveal I was talking about earlier. The game is just Mahjong. Well, kinda. It's not exactly Mahjong, which is a tile game played with 3 to 4 people. It's a variation called Mahjong Solitaire, to be played with one person, which really just boils down to it being a matching game with a few extra rules thrown in and some pretty tiles to look at. So the fact that this one little game got so popular as to have releases on everything with a screen is a bit baffling. After all, Mahjong in video games peaked with that one cutscene in Killer 7. But then again, one of the most popular and successful video games ever is about stacking blocks, so there's a lot to be said about simplicity working, especially if that simplicity contains some form of geometric shape. This is also one of those games that goes way too hard with the box art. Come on, it's just Mahjong. Do we really need the gleaming silver space dragon? Actually, the answer to that question is yes. Yes, we absolutely do. It's a classic heading to the small screen. We're, going Mahjong with Shanghai. Original copyright by Activision, although I think Mahjong was invented way before 1986. Ooh. Oh, this is a pretty title screen. Shanghai. Good music, too. I mean, it's HAL Laboratory, so we have to expect high quality. Let's do this. Start? There we go. Aha. The tiles. They form. One of them just says win. So, as I recall, the way Mahjong Solitaire works is you click one tile, and then click the other tile. There we go, and then they disappear. And in order for the tile to be selected, it can't be fully surrounded. It has to have at least one side free. So, like, that one should be fine, but this one won't be. But this one will. Oh, is it only the ones directly to the left and right that need to be free? Or just one or the other? Let's see. Boom. Boom. Nice. Okay, I'm learning. I'm remembering. So there's not a lot to this game, seems like, but the music's pretty. Can I get this one? Yes, so this one, because it's on top of others, they actually do a very good job at making it look kind of stacked. This one, I can get rid of that one with. And that frees up this. But there's nothing to do with it. God, this music's great. There's no pause. Oh. Ooh. There's a couple different musics. Very nice. Let's stick with, the first one. What else can we do? Option. Oh, hint. Oh, the hint actually gives you a couple of them. What else can we do? Playback? Oh, that's cool. It shows you what you played. And how about, face? What is face? Oh! Okay, it makes it much easier to tell what you're looking at. So the art isn't as nice, but it's a lot easier to see what the actual letters are. Okay, yeah, this is definitely significantly easier. As much as I appreciate the cool tiles on the other one, this seems like a much better way to go. This is giving me real Tetris vibes in the way it's laid out, and Dr. Mario and any of those early Game Boy puzzle games, where it's just one core concept with really good music. Because frankly, that's all you need. Actually, how early in the Game Boy's life did this come out? I gotta check. I have made a very important discovery. Shanghai is the 7th game ever released for the Game Boy. No wonder it reminds you of the early Game Boy games, because it is an early Game Boy game. Wow, I'm amazed. For some reason, I just assumed, oh, it probably came later in the Game Boy's lifespan, so I didn't even bother to check during the intro, but yeah, this is a very, very early game. About as early as you can get. It came out a month after Tetris. Oh, wait, can I get this M? Yes. Then we can get this H. Heck yeah. You know what? Let's change them back. You know what? I'm already regretting my decision because, man, some of these they look very similar to each other. This was a mistake. This was a big mistake. I'm leaving. Back to face, please. Doing that to the F will unlock that. We have 2 different 2s. It's just a nice contemplative puzzle game. And what I like about this one is that it's so chill. There's no time limit. There's no, increasing difficulty. It's just a round of solitaire. They got the very core of the gameplay down and just made the rest run well and look nice. Where is the other? Oh, shoot. Okay. So this arrow is here. I assume we can't get... Yeah, you can't do anything if it's on top, if something's on top of it. So this and this. In order to get this, we need that X. That X is trapped. I wonder if you can game over in this. Is it no, it can't be. I'm sure they put it in a way that it makes sure you can win every game. We are under 100. It's weird. This is one of those games where I don't have that much to say. It's just a really well-made, simple puzzle game. Came out right at the start. Like, literally right at the start of the Game Boy's lifespan. And just took advantage of the system to show what it could do. It's amazing to see games like this and then think about what the Game Boy would become. Some of the later games are so crazy advanced. And this one is just simple as simple can get, but in a very, very fun way. I know, this game kind of gets me all wistful about the Game Boy. And what a wonderful system it was. And in fact, still is. You can still play it. Ah, nothing like a nice, cozy puzzle game to really make me love the Game Boy all over again. This is the kind of game that the Game Boy does best. Games where you can just kind of crash on the couch and play a round or two. Not too long, not too complicated, just a lovely, relaxing time to be had by all. The gameplay itself is just a matching game with a few extra rules, namely which tiles were under other ones, and which were available at all to be selected. But those extra rules didn't take away from the generally chill vibe the game had. Combined with the fun music and handful of extra additions, such as hints and changing what the tiles looked like, it was overall a great example of what makes the Game Boy fun. Which makes it all the more amazing that this was one of the first games ever released for the Game Boy. When you look at some of the other games in the first few months of the system, Super Mario Land and Castlevania The Adventure spring to mind, this game holds up remarkably well because it's focused less on trying to push the system and more about keeping itself playable. No, it has a single goal in mind. Let you play Mahjong Solitaire, and make sure you can play it well. So between the functional and accessible gameplay, the good music, and the generally nice presentation, shout out to those nice 3D tile graphics. There's not a whole lot to complain about here. In fact, there's only one complaint: how little this game is known. I guess it got overshadowed by Tetris. So everyone should find a nice comfy place, grab your Game Boy, and dive into the wonderful, chill world of Shanghai. But you know what it was missing? Frank discussions of foreign policy. Seriously, Mahjong will never get better than the Killer 7 scene. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.